The world watched with bated breath as tensions between nuclear-armed neighbors India and Pakistan escalated to a new high. On May 6th and 7th, 2025, India launched a series of missile strikes against targets within Pakistan. This operation, codenamed Sindoor, marked a significant escalation in the already volatile relationship between the two South Asian nations. The world held its breath, fearing a larger conflict. The operation sent shockwaves across the international community. It raised urgent questions about the future of peace and stability in the region. This essay delves into the events leading up to Operation Sindoor. It examines the perspectives of both India and Pakistan. It analyzes the repercussions of this dangerous escalation. The immediate trigger for Operation Sindoor was a horrific terrorist attack in Indian-administered Kashmir. On April 22, 2025, a group of militants unleashed terror on innocent civilians. Their target, a convoy of tourists visiting the picturesque region. The attack left 26 people dead, most of them tourists. The militants, as per reports, separated the men from the women and children. They then executed the men in cold blood, forcing their families to watch. This act of barbarity sent shockwaves throughout India. The nation mourned the loss of innocent lives. The government vowed to bring the perpetrators to justice. India pointed fingers at Pakistan, accusing its neighbor of harboring and supporting the militants. India, reeling from the brutality of the Kashmir terror attack, decided to respond with force. The Indian government announced that it had carried out airstrikes against what it claimed were terrorist camps operating within Pakistan. The operation, which commenced in the early hours of May 6th, targeted 9 locations in Pakistan's Punjab province and Pakistan-administered Kashmir. India named the Operation Sindoor after the red vermilion powder traditionally worn by Hindu women. This symbolism, heavy with cultural and religious connotations, underscored the gravity with which India viewed the situation. India maintained that the strikes were conducted with utmost precision. They emphasized that only terrorist camps were targeted, avoiding any civilian or military installations. Pakistan, however, presented a starkly different narrative. They disputed India's claims of targeting only terrorist camps. Pakistan reported significant civilian casualties as a result of the strikes. According to Pakistani authorities, 26 civilians were killed, and at least 46 others were injured. The strikes caused considerable damage to infrastructure, including mosques and residential buildings. Images of the devastation, showing buildings reduced to rubble and people trapped under debris, were broadcast across the world. Pakistan accused India of warmongering and violating its sovereignty. The Pakistani government vowed to respond resolutely to what it termed an act of aggression. Section 5. Pakistan retaliates. An eye for an eye. So, Pakistan, in response to India's airstrikes, launched its own retaliatory strikes. The details of these strikes remain, well, shrouded in conflicting reports. Pakistan claimed to have shot down 5 Indian Air Force planes and 1 drone. India, however, denied these claims, stating that no aircraft were lost. The situation on the ground remained tense. Cross-border shelling between the two armies resulted in further casualties. 13 civilians were reported killed and 43 wounded on the Indian side of the line of control, while at least 6 were killed in Pakistan-administered Kashmir. The escalating violence raised serious concerns about the potential for a full-blown war between the two nuclear-armed neighbors. In the aftermath of the airstrikes and the subsequent retaliation, India implemented a series of measures that further escalated tensions with Pakistan. India shut down the Wagah border, the only functional land crossing between the two countries, effectively suspending all trade and travel. India also threatened to disrupt Pakistan's water supply by diverting the flow of rivers that originated in India and flowed into Pakistan. Additionally, India conducted civil defense drills across the country, preparing for the eventuality of a larger conflict. These actions, perceived as provocative by Pakistan, further heightened the risk of a full-scale war. The recent escalation of tensions between India and Pakistan is deeply rooted in the long-standing dispute over Kashmir. The Himalayan region of Kashmir has been a bone of contention between the two countries since their independence in 1947. Both India and Pakistan claim the region in its entirety. The two countries have fought 2 of their 3 wars over Kashmir. The region remains heavily militarized on both sides of the line of control, which serves as the de facto border. The unresolved Kashmir conflict has been a major impediment to peace and stability in South Asia. It continues to fuel mistrust and animosity between India and Pakistan. The international community reacted with alarm to the escalating tensions between India and Pakistan. The United Nations Secretary-General called for both sides to exercise maximum restraint and to engage in dialogue to de-escalate the situation. The United States, a key player in the region, urged both India and Pakistan to resolve their differences through peaceful means. China, a close ally of Pakistan, called for peace and stability in the region. The international community recognized the grave dangers posed by the conflict and urged both sides to step back from the brink. Operation Sindoor and its aftermath have had a profound impact on the region. The immediate fallout included the closure of airspace, suspension of visas, and a halt to trade between India and Pakistan. This disruption had significant economic consequences for both countries, but particularly for Pakistan, which was already grappling with a fragile economy. Beyond the immediate economic repercussions, the escalation of tensions has cast a long shadow over the region's future. The possibility of a full-fledged war between two nuclear-armed nations is a terrifying prospect. The world watches with anxiety, hoping that dialogue and diplomacy will prevail over aggression and violence.